LG Media Award, and welcome to my video collection update for basically the past 3 months or so. Last video I did was November of 2014. That was the last time I did a kind of collection update of things I've been getting. Since then there's been Christmas, there's been January sales, and of course there's been a whole other month in February. Very interesting couple of months. I'm just going to show you guys what things I've been picking up and of course recommend. One thing I wanted to show you guys also is that I have officially now have a multi-region Blu-ray player, which is fantastic, so I can start accessing the great catalogue of the US, and I have no more restrictions on region lock stuff, which is fantastic, and allows me to open up my category in a much bigger way. And yeah, I've managed to get a few titles because of that, and there's a couple of editions coming out later in the year that I'm finally able to have access to, like the Scream Factory editions, or just one of those two kind of advanced releases that I wasn't able to get before. So here you go guys, let's go for it. Right, one of the few games I got here, folks, is Far Cry 4 Limited Edition. Got this one about Christmas time area. Far Cry 4 is pretty decent so far. I haven't finished playing it, but it's quite similar to the third one. If you play the third one, you can have the same experience practically. I think the storyline for the third one is much better though, but the changes and the stuff they did within this is better. It's improved. You can do a bit more within it. You can have co-op in the play, which is really cool, and you can fly over this little mini helicopter kind of thing, chopper thing, which is really cool. I'm enjoying it so far. The villain's pretty decent for what it is, but it does get a little bit tedious after a while, and I think it tries to copy some of the things that made the third one really, really good, especially the kind of drug-like hallucinations, but it's alright for what it is. Far Cry 4, up to you. One of the game series that I didn't really give much of a chance to, which I'm going to give it a chance now for, is Borderlands 1 and 2. I played the first one a long time back, and I didn't quite get into it. I felt it was quite frustrating because of its difficulty, but I kind of realised, looking at some more game footage and looking at the fan base and things like that, and my friend showed me a bit more of the gameplay, that it is actually a pretty decent franchise by the looks of it, and I think it's one of those games you have to really invest yourself into and actually focus on leveling up, do those extra side quests, and of course get some awesome loot, and they've got a nice little 1 or 2 double pack. The second one's meant to be the best one out of the other two, so I look forward to checking these out when I have some time. But yeah, Borderlands 1 and 2 Collector's Edition. Next is the Jaws Limited Edition Steelbook UK Edition. I'm very happy to get this, especially the Steelbook. I think Jaws is still a fantastic film. Steven Spielberg's one of his best films ever. It still holds up even today, watching it again on Blu-ray, and it's the fact that I have a nice glorious Steelbook edition, which is fantastic. Got this on a really good bargain deal, and it's considering the amount of money it's going for online on eBay, crazy money kind of thing. I'm really happy to get this for the price I did. So yeah, Jaws Limited Edition Steelbook. Next we have is the Jurassic Park Limited Edition Steelbook. This is the US import. It does have a DVD and Blu-ray. Let's have a look. Show you that. There you go. Cool stuff there. Awesome. Very happy to have Jurassic Park, the first one at least. I'm not a fan of the 2 sequels after. I've seen them enough times when I was younger, and I just don't like them anymore. Stick with the first one, stick with the original the best. Very curious to see how Jurassic World is going to continue on from the events of these movies and see what it offers, being the fact it's going back to the first Jurassic Park style world practically. But the first one is an instant classic, again, Steven Spielberg, again another Steven Ultimate, again another Steven Spielberg classic you get again with Jaws. Very happy to have this Steelbook edition. It's very nice and glossy. It's part of the limited edition, kind of comic edition set, which is really nice. It looks nice, awesome stuff. Next we have is a very happy film to get on Blu-ray, is the Dead Zone. This is the Australian release. It got released I think about the start of January month. For anyone that has the Dead Zone on DVD, you would know my pain and how to have to watch that film, because the terrible quality on the DVD is atrocious. It's just it needed a Blu-ray transfer, and luckily this one delivered a digitally remastered version. It looks fantastic on Blu-ray. It looks really good, and I'm really happy to have the film again and be able to actually watch it and enjoy it for what it is. Unfortunately, there's no extras on this edition. The actual back of the actual artwork here actually does ruin it. I think I may have shown this edition already in the previous video, I'm not too sure, but nonetheless, I definitely want to check out, folks. If you like the Dead Zone, get the Australian release. It's Region B. Not too sure if it's Region A locked or not, but this is a great release. I really enjoyed it. Great film. Very happy to have the film on Blu-ray again. Fantastic. The Dead Zone. Next we have is the Untouchables Blu-ray Steelbook. Again, another fantastic film. I'm really happy I enjoyed watching this. I think it's just knocks it out of the park. Kevin Costner, some great performance in it. Again, kind of Sean Connery, just an amazing cast, amazing kind of team-up movie, kind of been taken down, you know, an organisation back in like the 50s, 40s type thing. Just an absolutely brilliant cast, love it. Great Steelbook edition as well, really happy. Definitely one of those ones to earn a Steelbook edition, I think, definitely for sure. There you go, so right there. Really happy to get this on a really good price as well at the time. Yeah, The Untouchables, if you haven't seen it, treat yourself, go and watch it, fantastic, amazing score as well. Another Steelbook, folks, going Steelbook crazy is Non-Stop. I got this within the December sales. I think it was on Zavi. It was on about £7. I did have a damaged version when I first got it, so I had to resend it again and to get another version of a copy. But really happy I did. It's actually all nice and no damage, no marks on it, which is really good. Again, Liam Neeson's definitely on his high horse, definitely for sure. He's definitely doing some great films. I'm really enjoying his little kind of action series of movies he's doing. Some great stuff. Non-Stop is a really well done film, good mystery on a plane, I think for sure, and I think he just nails out the park. It's a really good intense movie. I thought it was done really well. I'm really looking forward to Run All the Night, I think it's called. It comes out in March, so hopefully he continues to do some good stuff. There you go, folks. Awesome Steelbook, awesome film. Definitely check it out, guys, if you haven't seen it already. Another one is an upgrade on Blu-ray. It's Point Break. Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze. I mean, what can I say, folks? Just an awesome, brilliant film. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. Definitely from the director of Hurt Locker, and I believe also Zero Dark 30. But this is one of the early day films, folks, kind of thing. I think this is one of the, considering this is one of the best action films of all time, it's one from a woman director, and she does it fantastically well. There's emotion in this, there's action, there's comedy, there's all sorts going on, and I think it's one of Keanu Reeves' best films ever. Fantastic, Point Break. You definitely take this on Blu-ray, and you definitely need to watch it. Another one, folks, is Under the Skin. Very controversial film, kind of thing, a very hit and miss kind of thing. I think a lot of people don't understand it, and I think it's not for everybody. This is definitely one of the films last year that I think kind of hit or miss a lot of people. I personally loved it. I thought it was amazing. I think the themes and the ideas in it are actually really interesting. Cinematography is amazing. The scoring is amazing. You know, Scarlett Johansson, man, she's really knocking out the park with these movies recently, and I think Under the Skin definitely deserves the appreciation that it deserves. It's not for everybody. It's a very certain type of movie. But I think the specific, you know, shots and the specific things are in it, and the themes are in it, are very dark, are very interesting, and I think it deserves multiple discussions, and just, you know, I think it just needs a lot more appreciation than it's been given. Under the Skin, definitely a well-deserved film to get on Blu-ray, and very happy to have it as well, which is really cool. We'd like to have got the Zabi exclusive Steelbook, but that is going for crazy money, and I can't afford that, so unfortunately, there you go, guys. Next we have is another Arnold Schwarzenegger film. Next, folks, we have is an Arnold Schwarzenegger film, which we want to get for a long time. It is the 16 on Blu-ray. This is the German release, even though I got it from the UK and one of the stores, which is weird. Yeah, very just a fun film. You know, it's not nothing mind-blowing, but I think it's just a really great film. I think it's Arnold Schwarzenegger just having a good action role yet again. There's two Arnold Schwarzenegger in this movie about clones. It's about, you know, futuristic city. I think it's a lot of fun action in it for sure. I just think Arnold Schwarzenegger's great in it, and I just like the story. I like everything about it. It's cheesy, it's fun, it's just a great time. No alcohol required, as Jamie John says, which is great. I mean, what can I say? I mean, it's just, if you like Arnold Schwarzenegger, definitely give this a go, guys. It's got some fun, interesting ideas for futuristic stuff. So, 6 days, guys. Very happy to get this on Blu-ray. Okay, next, guys, we have is another load. We have is the Rover. This is the E1 edition with a nice slipcase. The Rover, definitely another missed film from last year in terms of cinema release, in terms of its being talked about. It got a very limited cinema release. I think the only one I remember seeing was Manchester, and I was actually prepared to go and watch it at Manchester, but we just didn't get time, and of course expense-wise getting there. But really happy I managed to get around to watching it. I think this is a really good atmospheric film. It doesn't talk about the post-apocalyptic, even though it's set in a post-apocalyptic world. It's about a guy that's on a mission, and you know, that's what it is. It's a road movie in a post-apocalyptic world. Some very good themes, some very good dialogue, some good performances from Guy Pearce and Robert Pattinson. Definitely one of his best performances. I think it's quite hard-hitting as well. It's not your typical kind of like semi-action in it. The action sequences in it are very similar to The Road, I would say. I think the fast is brutal, it's nasty, it's done well, and the ending is amazing. Really, really good ending. Can't recommend this film enough. Just go and watch it, guys. If you like it kind of, I would say, futuristic, post-apocalyptic world kind of dramas like The Road or something along those lines, then you might enjoy this for sure. Definitely. The Road, they're fantastic. Next we have is the Borderlands, the German release edition. This film I think was really, really good. It's definitely one of the most surprising films to be released onto DVD of last year. It falls under the same kind of lines as the H.P. Lovecraft kind of stories in a sense. I think it's quite original, it's quite different, something that we haven't seen before in horror films. It's a found footage horror, but it's done well. I mean, the characters are really likeable. It's set in Britain, which is good. Not too many British found footage movies, and I think the themes and I think the ideas are really clever, and I think the ending is absolutely fantastic. It's getting a re-release, I think in the US, called The Final Prayer, it's called, and there's an awful trailer. Please avoid it, or if you have seen the movie, please check out the trailer because it's just so funny how they've marketed the film. This is a really well done film, guys. Really happy to get the Blu-ray as well, just to give a nice HD glossy look for it. If you want something a bit different, guys, if you're for a bit of horror, definitely check this out. Some very interesting ideas, and has a really good ending to it as well. The Borderlands. Next we have is The Mouth of Madness. This is apparently John Carpenter's last decent film, part of his kind of apocalyptic trilogy, if I remember that correctly. So one of the films I haven't seen from John Carpenter, and I had to go around to see it, and they had a kind of region free US Blu-ray release, and I thought, yeah, definitely check it out. Being the fact it's not being released in the UK, which I think is a bit strange, I don't know, but the film is actually very interesting. I think it has some really good ideas, again based on H.P. Lovecraft's kind of work. And I think it's done really well. Sam Neill's great in it. I think the horror is all very interesting. I think it balances it all quite nicely, and the themes and the stories I think is excellent. Definitely a one to get on Blu-ray. It's a really good, nice looking Blu-ray. Definitely John Carpenter's last great film, being the fact he did Ghost of Mars and The Ward and all these other terrible movies after. So it was nice to see one good final movie from him, and definitely well done add to the collection for sure. Sam Neill's great, the themes are great, and yeah, definitely check it out, guys. It's definitely a surprising film for sure. Next we have is one of my favourite films from last year, guys. It is Dead Snow 2, Red vs Dead. I don't think I've shown this before already in the last videos, but I'll show it again anyway. This is the Australian release. At the time, I wanted to get the Australian because it was getting released early during like Christmas time area, and it didn't get a UK release until the end of January, so that's why I wanted to get it as soon as possible. This is just a great film. I think if you love your zombies, I think Evil Dead parodies, definitely go check this out, guys. The first one's quite good as well, but this one just raises the stakes even more. It's got more of a budget. I think it's just more bolder, it's more funnier, it's just completely bonkers and just completely out there, and it's just so fun to watch. If you love your zombies, action, guys, check it out. Check out the trailer, because I think you'll definitely be impressed with what's in the film, and you know, how much funny actually the film is for sure. One of the things I like about this edition, it is practically the same as the US import, which I'll show you that, guys. There you go. It's practically the same disc, same distributor, which offers the foreign edition version of the film, which has kind of English and kind of Norwegian subtitles in it. And there's an English version which has all the actors in the entire movie, including the US actors that are in the movie, all speaking English, because they actually did generally speak English in and actually filmed different takes. There's the actor speaking English, which, if that makes sense, which is really good. So I get to watch the entire movie in English, and you know, makes the film even better, of course, for sure. Good special features, some good visual breakdowns, and some good kind of digital comic artwork there, which is really cool. Unfortunately, I'll show you guys the UK release for the Dead Snow 2 only offers the foreign version, which is a bit surprising considering like there's actually two versions of, well, two different options you can have them watching the movie. So I'm surprised that E1's gone that direction and actually said no, we're going to have just the foreign version only in the movie. So if you're interested in seeing both versions, having both options, the foreign and the English version, definitely get the Australian or get the US import. It's quite cheap, to be honest. It's all region free, both versions are, so go and check them out, guys. Definitely recommend it for sure. Next we have is the Signal Steelbook edition. This is from Germany. This is a really nice, again, a release. Same kind of distribution work as the Enemy Steelbook that I have. I just love the white stuff on it here. It just looks really nice and glossy, and love the artwork, and it just looks great. The Signal is actually a quite surprising film. I definitely did enjoy it. Definitely reminds me of kind of like Dark City in a way, and it has some really good ideas. I think Lawrence Fishburne's in it. It's really great. If you like your sci-fi ideas and stories, kind of think Area 51 type stuff, definitely check it out. Definitely surprising and definitely offers some interesting ideas. It's done really well. Being the fact I saw this kind of like the first half of last year, it's getting a UK cinema release actually, I think in a couple of weeks' time, which is crazy considering I've watched it and I own the film right now in a sense. It's only just getting a UK release at the cinemas kind of thing, which is it's absolutely insane. But I'm glad it's getting a bit more distribution, a bit more noticed, which is really good. Really nice edition, still, like I previously said. Show you that. There you go, guys. Definitely recommend this one for sure. It's going for really cheap money. If you get off Amazon Germany, you probably get it for less than 10 quid. Definitely worth getting, guys. It's a nice edition, good stuff. Next we have is the VHS trilogy, as you will. I'm very happy to get to these. As you've probably noticed from my previous reviews, I'm a fan of found footage horror movies, and the found footage anthology trilogy, the VHS stuff, is something I've always been followed and always been very interested in, especially with the horror shorts and the creativity behind them. And I was so happy to get these finally on Blu-ray. I did have the previous two on DVD a little while back, but so happy to get it finally on Blu-ray. Got the first one, which is the UK release, which is nice and cheap. You can get this for like £3 practically. Very nice Blu-ray edition as well. Cool stuff. There you go. The second one is the US import. This is unfortunately region locked, so if you have a multi-region player, you can definitely own this. But unfortunately, if you don't, you're gonna have to stick with the regular DVD or the Australian Blu-ray release, which I think you can get for quite a decent price. The good thing about the US version is it does offer lots of really cool extras, which we never had on our UK version, which is great. So we look forward to checking them out. And the Blu-ray is surprisingly really well done. They've definitely done a good balance between kind of grady found footage and actually detailed picture quality, which is interesting. For found footage, it's always a bit about, you know, it's always about low quality. That's the point of it. That's the gimmick of the actual found footage market. But I think it's nice to have a balance between quality picture and that kind of style. But I'm really happy to get this nice little slip case cover. You know, looks really nice. Lots of really cool extras, and it's a great edition, and it offers both the unrated and the rated version, which is basically practically no difference apart from a little bit more blood in places, so yeah, whatever. But yeah, VHS 2 regionally locked edition, unfortunately, but really happy to have. And again, same, we have VHS Viral, which is the newest one. I personally really liked it for what it was. A lot of people didn't like it and actually called it one of the worst films of last year, which was quite surprising. I can understand that for sure. If someone tells me that they really did not like it or they hated it, it's fair enough, I understand completely, but you know, I think the shorts are actually quite good. I enjoyed for what they were, and you know, if it is the last one, then fair enough. I would like to see another one, maybe a VHS Apocalypse type thing. I think that'd be interesting, but really happy to get this Blu-ray release for it. Again, unfortunately, this is originally locked, so unfortunately you can't get it if you're in the UK, but it offers lots of really cool extras and offers the hidden short, which is actually the end of the movie, which apparently is not very good from what I've been told from the reviewers, and I'm going to check it out at some point soon and give you guys a little bit of review on that. But yeah, really happy to get this edition. Very cool, and offers a nice little kind of VHS trilogy Blu-ray, which is awesome. VHS Viral, guys. More horror for you guys, which is the Babadook on Blu-ray. This is a nice E1 edition with a nice slipcase. Very nice edition. Definitely an interesting film from last year. A hit, like, I think it got really dodged at the cinema. Unfortunately, we didn't get it at Telford, my local cinema where we got it from. It got really underplayed at UK cinemas, and I think the actual DVD and Blu-ray market definitely you know, exploded practically. Everyone was watching this film because it is quite original. It is very different, and it does offer something quite chilling, quite disturbing, like a horror should be. It's not about jump scares. It's not about trying to say, oh, it's a demon, whatever kind of thing. It's a theme film about a woman that is dealing with depression and dealing with kind of, you know, a situation that she's in, and you know, this character called the Babadook is, you know, is practically terrorising her in a sense, and the themes and the symbolism and things like that were in the film are very well done, very interesting. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I think I might do a review at some point, but I think the actual reviews and things in it are fantastic. I don't think it deserves 5 stars like some of these reviews have been giving it. I think it's a well done film. It's not the best film I've seen last year, definitely not, but a very interesting dark journey that will fucking, you know, put you in a terrifying place at the end, especially if you watch it at night. And it's definitely an atmospheric film, which is a really good word to use for sure. Lots of really cool extras, additions, definitely worth picking up, guys. The Babadook, definitely worth getting. Next, guys, we have is 1 Hour Photo, another great film from, of course, Robin Williams. God bless him soul kind of thing. Yeah, you know, this is a really good film. I think he saw me in a very different light. Definitely from since Insomnia, I think it was. We saw him not so much as a comedy actor, but also as a dark psychological character that he can play a very different range of different emotions. And I think he played a very interesting role in this one for sure. I think the film has a lot to say, and I think it's definitely a very bold and very different type of psychological, you know, stalkerish film type thing. I won't say too much about it, but I definitely would recommend it. It's not the type of film you would expect to see, and I think it offers some very dark chills and some interesting ideas for sure in terms of what is a psychological thriller practically. 1 Hour Photo, really good addition, and lots of really cool extras. We have to have this. Next we have is American Psycho. This is the uncut version. It's finally been released in the UK recently. It's in the HMV stores now, you can get it. But at the time, I just really want to get this edition. This is a regionally locked version, which explains why I got this from the US. Really happy to have this. Finally on Blu-ray, guys. I think it's just one of my all-time favourite films. I love American Psycho so much. It's just, I love it so much practically. I need to do a full-on review explaining why I love it so much. But I think American Psycho is so great. I think the performances are great, the themes are interesting, and there's some really cool extras and additions, which is cool there. Of course, it's originally locked version, unfortunately, but American Psycho, uncut version. Next, guys, we have is Doctor Who Season 8, the Blu-ray set box set. Season 8 was a very hit and miss series. I think it's one of those type of series which is trying to be a different era. Stephen Moffat, man, I think he needs to go. He needs to go now, because I am starting to lose my patience with the guy. I think he's trying to do something, you know, he keeps trying to put his own ideas and mythologies into the show, and I think it's ruining what makes Doctor Who really, really cool. I think the series itself was definitely a lot more mature. I think it was very different from David Tennant and Matt Smith's era of the show. I think Peter Capaldi is absolutely amazing. I think even the companion, Clara, I think he's definitely got a lot more chance to shine within these episodes. I think it's a lot more adult, a lot more mature, especially within this later half of the series. I think he definitely definitely peaked up and definitely went to a much more higher form, which I expected the show to go into. But I think season 9 needs to really improve itself. I think it shows a lot more what's going, because I think steam's running out. I think it's getting a little bit stale in places, but it's a shame because Peter Capaldi is excellent. I think he's great as a Doctor. I think the writing needs to improve, and hopefully these new writers that were in the show this series can continue to offer some really good challenging moments for the Doctor, and hopefully Stephen Moffat wises up and leaves the show and gives it to someone else to actually take hold and continue with. Season 8 of Doctor Who. Next we have is Gone Girl, David Fincher. This is a really great addition set. I really love this kind of extra feature booklet, which I think is great. One of my all-time favourite films. This is one of my favourite films of last year. Actually, this is the favourite film of last year, my #1 favourite film. I think David Fincher definitely just blew me away with his kind of creation, and being the fact it's got the same writer as the actual book, I think is really cool. I really enjoyed the book as well. I actually was reading the book before watching this film, which is really cool, and see the actual comparison differences, which is really great. Rosamund Pike, brilliant. Ben Affleck, brilliant. Cinematography is amazing. The themes, the story, you know, it's excellent. I can't recommend this enough, guys. The only thing bad about this edition is that there's only an audio commentary. Where's all these extras? I don't know, but you know, Gone Girl is definitely a must-see, and definitely you have to see this film, and you definitely have to own the film for sure. Gone Girl. Okay, last couple of ones we have is the Triple Pack Edition. This is Seven, Insomnia and Devil's Advocate, Director's Cut. 3 great films. I actually traded this in for my other US trilogy pack, which I had originally with 7, Copycat and Taking Lives. I thought this was a much better set. and so I traded and got something else for it, which is good. All great on Blu-rays, all great films, we enjoyed it, can't say much about it. US import, region 3, definitely guys can get it. Next we have is The Guest. Again, one of my favourite films last year, just from the creators of Your Next, just an ultimate great film, great 80s homage. I love the characters, love the themes again in it, and I just love how badass it is in the music and the scoring. Can't recommend this enough guys, The Guest, go and check it out. Last folks we have is Open Windows. Quite an unusual, interesting idea for the director of Time Crimes, and it's from the same director as one of the shorts from VHS Viral. Open Windows is actually an interesting idea about technology and cameras and this kind of watchdogs type feel. I think it's a very interesting kind of 21st century take on Rear Window in a weird way. I think it's got some good ideas. I really liked it. I liked the performances. I liked how it was put together and edited and all that stuff. Definitely check it out, guys. It's definitely not your usual type of film, but yeah, interesting, very interesting for sure. So there you go, folks. It's been my review. There you go, folks. It's been my collection update for February of 2015. This is kind of like 3 months worth of stuff, kind of thing. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thanks for being so patient. In fact, it's such a long video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, of course. Any comments, any feedback, please comment down below. So in the meantime, I'm just